Well, all right. Welcome to the video. It's really good to be back. I know it's been a while, and some of you have been emailing me wondering where I've been. And by the way, I really appreciate that. So thank you for reaching out. And it's just been busy with a bunch of other little projects, and which is all going good now. I wanted to make this video like over a month ago, and I got really sick. I got this sort of sinus thing where I could hardly hear out of my left ear. And it was really annoying, but starting to feel not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. So, all right. So one of the struggles I've been having for a while is how can I best serve my listeners, my viewers, right? And I thought, there's guys out there that are intermediate and advanced players. So a lot of stuff, they can watch a video like some of the stuff that's out there, and you can learn stuff easy from the videos, right? But I really want to help people who are newer to fingerstyle, who are struggling. And let me put it to you this way: if somebody showed me what I figured out, 30 years ago, and it would have saved me a ton of time, So that's what I want to help people with, is just getting started. Because I think getting started with fingerstyle is kind of the hardest thing, unless you had, like a dad or an uncle or a really good friend who happens to be a good fingerstyle player can show you. It can be really confusing. And what gave me this idea was one of my subscribers. I don't know if it was an email or a comment in a video, but he said, Nick, I try and play along with the video, but it's not really. And it's like, okay. That's a big mistake, by the way. If you try to learn something by just playing along, it's not going to happen, okay? Guaranteed, right? You have to take each little piece and work on it. Just work on one part of a song at a time. And so I thought, well, what would be a great tune? I mean, there's lots of good tunes for beginners, but the one I thought the best tune I could think of is called Windy and Warm. It was originally done by Chet Atkins, and my favorite version is Doc Watson. I like the way he plays it. Tommy Emmanuel does a version. He kind of gets a little fancy with some licks and some funky chords and stuff like that. So you kind of get a cross section of different versions. I highly recommend listening to it. So what I'm going to do is I'll just play it so you recognize it. I'll just play a little bit of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one part of the song. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a performance of the song. And then in that video, I'm going to just break down one part, okay? The main melody part. And then the next video, a week or a few days later, then I'll break down the next part. So I'll probably be over like 4 or 5 videos that I'm going to do this. All right. So yeah, just really important. The other thing too, when you're learning a tune, if you're learning something by ear, is to learn the melody, right? So you can separate the melody from the bass part, from your thumb picking part, right? So Windy and Warm goes like this. The melody is just all right. So it's really good to know that, and then you're just like, okay, I got it. Right. You know what I mean? And just get it so you can play the melody with the thumb part, the bass part at the same time, and just do it slow. And wait till you get it really down. Just get that so you got it perfect, and then it's like, okay, good, I got this. And when you get it, it'll feel good, right? And then you move to the next part. You have a little more confidence. And it's like, okay, it's starting to sound like music now, So I think that's really important. A couple other things I wanted to mention was I really don't care what right hand technique you use. I think everybody's a little bit different. When I play in Doc Watson or Merle Travis, I like to play it in their style, which is thumb and one finger. And it's interesting. Years ago, I was learning, it's called Saturday Night Shuffle by Merle Travis. It goes like this. Beautiful little lick, right? Great tune. And I learned it, I hadn't figured out the one finger thing yet. I was trying to do, like most people, like Chet Atkins and Tommy Emmanuel and so on, with thumb and two fingers. And it sounded all right. Like you can, so I'm going, I'm using first and second finger on my right hand. Okay. And then, so I was with a really good friend of mine who is a musician, and I was having dinner at his place, and he's putting dinner together, and I'm just noodling on the guitar. And I played it, I was just learning the one finger thing, just trying it out. And he turns around, he goes, "That sounds better." I was like, oh. So I had an epiphany, right? So the one finger thing really has a different sound than using two fingers. One isn't better than the other. They're different. I like the way the one finger thing sounds. Some of you may not get that, right? Like right away. There's a kid, a younger guy, he's playing a Stratocaster, and he's playing the Merle Travis stuff, and he's doing it thumb and one finger, and you can hear it. It's got a certain sound to it that's different. So I like to have different tools in my right hand arsenal, right? So some tunes you have to have two fingers, right? When you're playing a Jerry Reed tune, you can do it all kinds of different ways. Jerry quite often used the second and third finger of his right hand, and he would tuck his index finger in like this, and he'd play with the second and third finger. And Chet Atkins called him the claw, which I thought was kind of funny. But when you play his tunes and you learn them in that style, it's like, it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, for example, Jiffy Jam. I don't know how well you can see my right hand, probably not too well. I can't tuck my index finger in like Jerry. I don't know why he did that. Maybe it was just a weird quirk with his body chemistry or whatever, right? But, so for example, like, he'd do this. So that's all thumb and second and third finger, right? Or I don't know if I can pull it off right now, but Jerry's Breakdown, same thing. Right? That's all, Didn't play that really well, but you get the point, right? So he's playing with these two fingers, and when you learn his tunes, it really makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, and one last thing about technique with the right hand is watch really, really good players. Like the greats, right? Like Chet Atkins, Merle Travis, Tommy Emmanuel. When you watch Merle Travis, you'll see his right hand, these three fingers, because he's just playing thumb and one finger, these three fingers don't leave the top of the guitar. It's remarkable. Like, his hand will move a little bit, but the whole idea is to move your hand as little as possible. Try and keep, if you're playing one finger, thumb and one finger, try and keep these fingers on the top of the guitar. I have a mirror on my desk, because I have a little trouble with this, right? I hate admitting that, but what can you do? So I keep a mirror there, and it really helps because I can see, when I see what looks right, I can feel what looks right. You know what I mean? And so, you get, it takes time, but you get better at it, right? So, and if you watch Chet Atkins, you'll see this pinky is always like, on the top of the guitar. Like, there's times where you have to do like a brush or something like that. You take your hand out the guitar. But like I said, just watch these guys, and you'll see the right hand doesn't move hardly at all. And so the less that you can do this kind of thing, the better, right? Just try and keep the hand steady. I've been practicing, you know, just also, like I would do this thing where I had to reach down for a note on the E string. I would move my hand, you know, a little bit so now what I do is I just try and move my thumb and keep these hands, these three fingers on the top of the guitar. Anyways, so I think that covers everything that I wanted to say. Now I want to show a couple of cool licks for guitar rag. I've got some new subscribers, and one guy said, "Oh man, this is great. You know, I was wondering how, you know, I guess he was having some challenges with certain parts of the tune, so he liked my video, so that's great." And just going to show a couple of cool licks from Guitar Rag by Merle Travis. I wanted to point out one other thing regarding Merle Travis. If you're ever wanting to learn a Merle Travis tune, one really good thing to remember is that he never played a bar chord. So whenever you hear a bass note in a Merle Travis tune, he's playing it with his thumb. And it's almost like there's a whole Merle Travis language of left-hand technique. I think it's that southwestern Kentucky style. There's another guy, if you can find some of his stuff on YouTube, named Mose. I think that was short for Moses, but the guy's name was Mose Rager. And he was a contemporary of Travis, and you can hear this similar style, right? The right hand or the left hand with no bar chords, right? And so there were chords like, instead of playing like a B chord like this or a C chord like this, he would put the thumb on the root and play quite often two strings with the thumb like this. So there's a C6 chord, C major 6. Okay? And at first you're gonna go, oh boy, that's a little bit weird, but it comes, you know. Plays a D9 chord like this all the time. He plays some chords. I'm going to show you this for Guitar Rag. This is easier on electric guitar. And then he'd do stuff like, for example, here's a G chord with the B in the root, which is the third. That's something I'm going to get into as well. I think it's really good to know a little bit of theory. You don't need to go crazy on it, and it's a lot easier than you think. You just have to spend a little time and grasp a few concepts. And so anyway, so the third of G is B. So he's got the third in the root, but that's a G chord, okay? And then he'll just move one finger down, right? And now I've got an E minor 6 chord with B in the root, but now the B becomes the fifth of the E minor 6 chord. So it's a little lick that sounds like this. Neat, eh? And there's that C chord shape I was showing here. I'm playing a D chord here. So it's accompanying, and I'm still going. Okay? So it's just a couple of little Merle Travis cool things here. So, Guitar Rag. So here's a great little couple of licks from Guitar Rag. If I've already made some videos about it, so you, and that's the other thing. Go back and watch some of my old videos. Right? There's all kinds of cool stuff in there. But I know I'm pretty sure I did 2 videos about Guitar Rag, and I didn't show. There's a whole bunch of little licks that are really cool. So I'm going to give you one here. So off the intro, we got the that's the melody. Okay, so. Okay, so this little lick here, that's really cool. So the melody goes, But what Travis does is he plays, it's actually an F chord, an F7, without an F in it, right? And down back to an E7, right? And the way he plays this chord shape, I'll show you the E7, okay? So you're gonna go, you're gonna put your third finger, 5th fret A string, your pinky is on the 6th fret of the D string, your second finger is on the 4th fret of the G string, and first finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, okay? And then the high E string is open. And then, he doesn't do it on this lick, but quite often he plays his chord shape. He'll put the G sharp, which is the 3rd of E, in the root, right? So you'll run into this a lot with Travis does this a lot, right? So he'll play this chord shape, and he plays all 6 strings. So as Doc Watson would say, that's a bit of a finger buster. So let me show you this lick. So I'm going to take this shape. I'm not going to use the root, the bass note like this G sharp at all. I'm just going to have an open E. Okay, so. Okay, and this other little lick I did here, this is a D7, but I'm going, my target chord is an E7. You know, see what it is. You can just play it like that, or you can go. Okay. So this is the next part, okay? So what I'm doing here is I'm holding this note, but I'm playing the open E underneath it, right? Right, and then, so this lick's really cool too. So I'm going back down here to an E7 with the G sharp in the root. Little hammer on here. And then here, I don't play the B string, I just do it, I have my finger at the 3rd fret and I just pull off, right? And it gives out, it's a really nice little lick. So it goes, and then, for the rest of the song. All right, so I hope this was helpful. So glad to be back making videos for you guys. And I'm going to have an announcement in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have videos and a way you can get in touch. You can always email me, nicksfingerstyle@gmail.com. Put any questions or comments, please, in the comments. I really want to know what you're thinking. If there's anything I can help you with, just put it in the comments or email me. As far as my fingerstyle mastery group, I will be starting that up probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. I gotta get a few things together, and I'm gonna have some announcement videos showing you that there'll be a way to get in touch with me to make an appointment. And the reason that, you know, I really want to teach, and I'm just thinking just a couple of things, right? Like, you know, there's people out there trying to sell guys like me. It's like, oh, here's how you create a course, right? The problem with that, courses are fine. If you can already, if you're already an experienced player, courses are great, I would think, right? But for somebody newer or struggling a little bit, right? And there's a lot of stuff to learn with this style. It's a little bit unorthodox, and so you kind of need mentoring, right? Somebody to you know, kind of watch over what you're doing, and it's, you know, so I really think that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do a group class, and once I make that announcement, then you can get in touch with me. I'll have a way you can make an appointment, and we can talk about it, and then I can show you how it works. And so I'll have those videos up soon. And so give a listen to Windy and Warm. And for you guys that like those guitar rag licks, let me know how you like the ones I showed you in this video. And let me know anything you want to learn or any questions or anything. All right. So thank you so much for watching. It's great to be back. And I'll be talking with you soon.